Super. Okay, so our next topic in this lesson on the water resources is the means of irrigation. Now, in the means of irrigation, the first topic is canals, and these canals are of two types. One is called as the perennial canals, and the other is called as the inundation canal. Now, let's understand the first one, the perennial canals. Firstly, understand what is the meaning of the term perennial. Perennial means it is a canal which has water throughout the year, and naturally for this purpose these kind of canals, they are connected to such kind of sources of the water which have water throughout the year. For example, maybe a perennial river, for example like the rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, etc., which are coming from the Himalayas. They have the water in them throughout the year. Secondly, they may be sourced out of very big lakes, etc. also, and these canals have the water throughout the year. Now let's understand what are the advantages and disadvantages of these canals. The first advantage of this canal is that it supplies water throughout the year. Second advantage is that it supplies water in the fields which are very far away from the rivers and the other sources, and it gives also large amount of water. The third advantage is that this canal can supply fresh water for such kind of areas as well which do not have the waters in the summer. In the summer season, the water is needed in the most urgent way, and this is a big source of supplying water in summer areas also, in the summertime also, and this is another advantage of these kind of perennial canals. Now let's understand what are the disadvantages. There are some disadvantages as well, and one of the first disadvantage can be the flooding in the nearby areas. Sometimes these canals are over flooded because of the excess amount of supply of the water, and this causes flooding in the nearby areas. Second disadvantage is called as the salt effervescence. Now what this happens, because this water also has the salt, so this water goes in certain such kind of areas, especially in the nearby areas of the canal, and maybe through the seepage these salts may disturb the salt level in the soils over there and may make such kind of land which are near to the canals unfit for agriculture. So this may be another disadvantage. Third, this may cause the rising of the water level in certain kind of areas, and because of the rising of this, the seepage and other kind of problems may occur in the houses which are nearby. So these are some of the disadvantages of the perennial canal. Now another type of canal which we are discussing, that is called as the inundation canal, and as this name suggests, inundation means that these canals have the water when the water level in any river or in any lake in which they are connected rises up to that level from where the canal has been taken out. What does this mean? This means that this canal has the water in it during rainy season most of the time, and in other times till that water body is having sufficiently high water level. As soon as the water level in that water body goes down, these inundation canals dry up. But still these canals are very useful. And what are the advantages and disadvantages of inundation canal? Let's understand this. So first advantage of the inundation canal is that during the floods, it can save the flood by just diverting the amount of water that is coming in the river. Secondly, these canals can be used when the water flow is in them. In that time, these canals can fill the other kind of sources of the water like the ponds, etc., which can have the water for the rest of the year, and they save the flooding also, and they can utilize the excess amount of the water that is coming in the rivers during the rainy season. Third, these canals can supply water in such areas which are below the level of the canals, and there the irrigation and other uses of the water can be done which is coming through these kind of canals. So what we find that inundation canals are also advantages. Another big advantage is that it is very easy to drill and less costly to make, and therefore it is again advantages from this point of view as well. Now let's see what are the disadvantages of the inundation canal. Now the first disadvantage of the inundation canal is that when during the summer time, when water is mostly needed in the fields also and for the other users as well, at that time it may not have the water because the water level in the source from where this canal has been made, that may dry up, and therefore this canal may not be having the water. Secondly, there is no control on this in this canal, and no lifting of the water can be done on it. So therefore, till the source of that canal, that is the river, is having sufficient water, then only the water can be supplied. Therefore, it may not be useful in summer times. So therefore, this becomes the disadvantage of inundation kind of canal. Now let's come to the next means of the irrigation, and that is the tanks. Now these tanks, they are generally generally used mostly in South India, but these tanks can be used in other parts of India as well. Now we will understand why the tanks are mostly popular in South India also, and why these tanks are less popular in North India. Now in the previous topic which we discussed, the canals are mostly popular in North India, and let's understand what are the reasons for the popularity of canals in North India. Yes. The first is that North India is a plain area. Second, it is having a flat surface. Third, it is having alluvial